This is the guided sitting meditation. Begin by deliberately taking your seat, taking care to assume and take up a posture that embodies a sense of presence, alertness, and dignity. And beginning by just bringing the torch beam of your attention to the places in the body that are connected to the ground and the seat, the contact points. And dropping into your positive intentions for doing this sitting practice. And then whenever you're ready, we're just going to move the torch beam of attention now to the belly and observing the breath moving in and out of the body at the belly. Settling into experiencing the sensations in the belly as it expands on the in-breath, releases and deflates on the out-breath. Following the breath as it rises and falls. Attending to the full duration of the in-breath, the gap between the in-breath and the out-breath, the turning point where the out-breath becomes the next in-breath, with a curiosity and a gentleness and a openness to whatever you discover, as best you can, attending to the full duration of each in and out breath. Allowing the breath to breathe itself. Not trying to change anything, not trying to get anywhere. Just observing the breath exactly as it is, whether it's deep and long, or shallow and short. Sooner or later, the mind will wander, get caught up in thoughts, remembering, planning, whatever. That's okay, that's what minds do. Each time you notice the mind wandering off, noting where it's gone, perhaps saying aha, planning, remembering, worrying, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And then firmly, kindly, gently escorting the mind back to the breath. If that happens a few times, that's okay. If it happens many times, that's okay too. The noting the mind wandering, the firmly, gently escorting the mind back, these are parts of the practice. As best you can, cultivating a kindness and a gentleness in the noting the mind wandering and in bringing it back each time. Seeing these as opportunities to develop attention. Being with the practice exactly as it is, not trying to change anything, not trying to get anywhere. This simply fuels tension. Instead, simply being with whatever you're experiencing right now. Letting go of wanting things to be different, of how your mind thinks it should or ought to be. Again, this simply fuels tension, allowing yourself to be letting go of judgmental thinking, letting go of any notions of success or failure. The way you are right now is the way you are. Giving yourself permission kindly, gently, to be as you are, to accept your experience exactly as it is. The breath in the belly, moving in and out. Whenever you're ready, allowing the torch beam of your attention to broaden out now to the body as a whole. The breath in the belly remains the anchor for the attention, but allowing the attention to attend to any or all other sensations in the body. So broadening out to include in the scope of your attention anything you're experiencing in any part of your body, whether the feelings are neutral, pleasant, or unpleasant, bringing an openness and a curiosity and a kindness in your attention to whatever you discover in different parts of your body. Noticing where your mind is just now. And if it's with the breath or sensations in the body, that's fine. If it isn't, that's fine too. Noting where it's gone, and then gently, firmly escorting it back to a broader awareness of the body. The sense of the breath moving in and out of the body as a whole. The breath coming in at the nostrils and the mouth, moving down to any and all sensations in the body on the in-breath, and back out again on the out-breath. It's possible that during the practice you'll become aware of some pain or discomfort or unpleasant experiences in the body, or perhaps even some reactions in the mind to the practice. Sleepiness, boredom, restlessness, whatever. That's okay. This is also part of the practice. Each time you become aware of an unpleasant experience, turning towards it with curiosity and openness and gentleness, and noting what the experience is, turning towards it. Being curious about where exactly in the body is that experience being manifested, being shown. Where do the sensations begin? Where do they end? Where are they most intense? What are they like? And having a sense of the breath coming into the body, tracking right down to the sensations, right up to the sensations. And if it's possible on the in-breath, even right into the sensations, bathing the sensations. And then on the out-breath, moving back out again. And just tracking, see what happens to these sensations one moment to the next. Opening to them, softening to them, breathing with them, breathing into them. And with curiosity and care, seeing what happens. Being with the sensations in the body exactly as they are, breathing into them and with them exactly as they are. Cultivating a stance of care and acceptance. Letting go of a sense of wanting things to be different. And at any time, just using the breath as an anchor, the breath in the belly as an anchor, a place to come back to settle into, to anchor. Whenever you're ready, we're going to let the awareness of the breath and the body fall into the background and bring hearing into the foreground. So turning our attention now to the sounds that we experience moment to moment. The sounds can be coming from outside of the room, inside of the room, or indeed even inside of the body. Not searching for sounds, hunting for sounds, just sitting here, breathing, waiting for sounds to arise and fall. Attending to the sounds in the same way that you might imagine a small baby might attend to them without thinking about them, telling stories about them. Where do they begin? Where do they end? Are they loud? Are they soft? Where's the mind right now? And if it's with hearing, that's okay. And if it's wandered off, that's okay too. That's what minds do. Noting where it's gone. Aha. Thinking, planning, remembering, feeling, whatever. Here's an opportunity to train the mind in attention. And bringing the mind back to a simple invitation to hear sounds coming in at the ears. Noting where the mind is just now. And whenever you're ready, we're going to allow hearing and sounds to fall into the background. And we're going to make the focus of our attention now thoughts themselves, the thinking process itself. Here it can be helpful to have something to work with. So my suggestion would be to think of your mind a bit like the broad expanse of the sky, and the different kinds of thoughts coming into your mind are a bit like little weather systems. Clouds or storms or beautiful days or emptiness, whatever it might be. So we're sitting here, the breath in the belly as an anchor, with a big expanse of the sky, our minds, watching thoughts arising and passing away. And the thoughts can take many different kinds of shapes and be very obvious or much more subtle. A chain of planning thoughts or worry thoughts. Attending to them each with a curiosity and openness, sitting here, dignified, present, aware, vast expanse of the sky, watching thoughts like weather systems coming and going. Taking care to really observe the thoughts as they arise and fall away. Some of them will be quite easy to watch and allow to pass away, and others will be quite sticky. It'll be quite possible to get caught up in them and carried away by them. Just noticing the difference between those that are easy to watch and those that are more sticky. Noticing too whether or not thoughts have an emotional charge, whether they're pleasant or unpleasant, whether they carry a particular kind of emotional state with them. And where in the body is that emotional charge experienced? All the while having a sense of the breath in the belly as an anchor. The breath is always there to come back to. The mind is the vast expanse of the sky, and thoughts coming and going like different weather systems. Some of them come with a lightness of touch and pass very quickly. Others are much more present and oppressive and stay for longer periods of time. Just from a place of presence, breath as an anchor, observing these weather systems coming and going. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to let the thoughts fade into the background. Come back to the breath as an anchor. The breath in the belly moving in and out, rising and falling, is a sort of anchor in this part of the practice. But we're going to broaden the awareness out now to anything and everything that arises in the mind. It can be the breath itself, sensations in the body, sounds, thoughts, feelings. Opening and turning towards whatever comes into the torch beam of our attention as we sit here, present, aware, breathing. being with our experience exactly as it is, attending to whatever's in the torch beam of attention in this moment. Being with a sense of your whole experience, allowing yourself to be exactly as you are. And just as we draw this practice to a close, taking a moment to congratulate yourself for taking this time out to nourish yourself with some mindful practice. Very much through the mode of trust in your experience and being with whatever arises. And making a commitment to yourself to carry forwards the awareness that you've cultivated through this practice, and remind yourself that whatever happens through the rest of today, the breath is ever present as a possible refuge and an anchor in your experience.